Today's update is important. Major changes are coming in 2025 to the Canada Pension Plan, CPP, Old Age Security, OAS, and the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GIS. Whether you're already retired or planning for it, these changes could directly affect your monthly income. Let's walk through what's new, what it means for you, and how to make the most of it. Service Canada has announced a full update to retirement benefits. These changes aim to support seniors with better financial security, more income, and easier access to support. Picture this: an elderly couple, retired, sitting at home, opening a letter from Service Canada. After years of working and raising families, they finally see hope for a better, more stable future. If you're 65 or older, or getting close, this update could be a game changer. Let's start with CPP. This is the foundation of retirement income for most Canadians. You paid into it during your working years, it's your money, not a handout. In 2025, CPP is increasing its payouts. If you're 60 or older and contributed to CPP, you qualify for payments. But timing matters. Start at age 60, and your monthly amount gets reduced by 0.6% for each month before 65. Up to a 36% total cut. Delay until 70, and you'll get a 42% bonus for waiting. In 2025, the maximum monthly CPP payment at age 65 will be $1,533. Most people, though, will receive around $814 on average. And here's a hidden gem. There's a post-retirement benefit that can boost your payments even after you start collecting. We'll explain that in another video. Since 2019, the government has been increasing CPP to replace up to 33.33% of your income, up from the previous 25%. This means workers today contribute more, but get more in retirement. In 2025, CPP payments will go up by 2.7% to match inflation. That happens automatically, no paperwork needed. OAS is a monthly benefit for Canadians 65 and older. You don't need to have worked to qualify. Instead, it's based on your age, how long you've lived in Canada, and your income. To receive the full OAS, you must have lived in Canada for at least 40 years after age 18. If you've lived here for at least 10 years, you may qualify for a partial pension. Special rules apply if you've lived in a country with a Social Security agreement with Canada. Between April and June 2025, the max monthly OAS will be $727.67 for those aged 65 to 74, $842.42 for those 75 and older. That extra 10% for 75 plus started in 2022. This money is meant to help cover housing, groceries, and other essential costs. But there's a catch. If your income exceeds $93,945 in 2025, you'll begin losing some or all of your OAS through the recovery tax. At $151,168, your OAS will be fully clawed back if you're under 75. For those over 75, the cutoff is $157,449. So, if you have a high income or large investments, you need to plan smart. We'll share tax-saving strategies in a future video. GIS is a tax-free monthly benefit for low-income seniors who receive OAS. It's a critical safety net for those with limited retirement income. To qualify, you must be receiving OAS live in Canada, earn below a set income threshold in 2025. If you're single, widowed, or divorced and make under $22,456, you could receive up to $1,065. If you're married and both get OAS, your combined income must be under $29,376. If only one of you gets OAS, the income cap is $52,992. Best part? GIS is non-taxable. But it's adjusted every July based on your previous year's income, so even small earnings from part-time work or investments could reduce it. Payments for CPP, OAS, and GIS are sent monthly, usually in the last week. For example, April 2025 payments arrive on April 28. Direct deposit is faster and safer, definitely use it. Let's talk about applying. For CPP, Eligibility depends on your contributions, how long you worked, and when you start collecting. Apply online or by mail, ideally 6 months before you want to start. OAS eligibility requires you to be 65 plus, a Canadian citizen or legal resident, and to have lived in Canada for at least 10 years since age 18. If you've lived abroad, you might still qualify depending on the country. Service Canada usually sends a letter at age 64. But if you don't get one, you'll need to apply yourself. For GIS, you must be receiving OAS and have a low enough income. Some are auto-enrolled based on tax returns, but not everyone is. If you skip filing taxes or make a mistake, you could miss out on thousands. Now imagine this. You're enjoying retirement, sipping tea on your porch, planning a visit to loved ones, or just living in peace. These benefits, CPP, OAS, GIS, make that life possible. They're not just payments, they represent your freedom and security. To get the most from your retirement, you need to understand the system and plan wisely. One of your biggest decisions? When to start. Early means smaller checks sooner. Waiting means bigger checks later, but only if you can bridge the gap. The choice is yours. Stay informed, be ready, and enjoy the